What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Adam and Tyler World. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe. I do appreciate it greatly. Now that we've got that out of the way, so the other night I went to a comedy show and I got roasted. Okay, so I went with my ex. We're still friends, but I guess that's probably not the best idea in hindsight. Usually when you go to a comedy show, they just basically roast people in the front row. So we get there and we sit in the fourth row. I figured this is a safe zone, and then my friend's like, what should we do if they ask us about our situation? And I'm thinking, all right, we're very far back. They're probably not going to say anything, so let's just relax and enjoy the show. And it was easy to enjoy because there was a lot of big names. There was Joe Rogan, Chris D'Elia, Kevin Nealon, Harland Williams, Iliza Shlesinger, which was the reason why I went in the first place, because my ex is a huge Iliza Shlesinger fan. We discussed going to comedy shows and seeing Iliza live and in person while we were together, but it just never worked out because either I was busy or she was busy or Iliza wasn't in town or something like that. And so she texted me the day before that the show was going on, and she's like, can you go with me? And I was like, this is kind of weird. Why are you wanting to go with me? We just broke up. She said that her friends couldn't go and her new man couldn't go either because it was too late. It started at 10:15. And being the good guy that I am, I felt guilty for never taking her, so I was like, well, let's do it. So now we're back at the Improv in my story. All the big names I mentioned before have come and gone, and they brought up the next comedian, Mr. Jeffrey Baldinger. I'd never heard of this man in my entire life. If someone said, Adam Laney, what does Jeffrey Baldinger do for a living? I'd have to resort to his last name, go Baldinger. He dings balls. He's a male ball doctor for something. I don't know. I have no idea what he does. Either way, he gets up there and notices that more people have left because as the time goes on, it gets later and later. People have to go home because once again, it's Tuesday night. People have to work on Wednesday. So he says, hey, let's make it a little more intimate. Everybody come forward. Let's get up closer to the stage. So we went from fourth row to first row. Red alert. So Jeffrey starts asking all these people in the row to my right different things about them, and I'm like, oh shoot. So I lean over to my ex. I'm like, hey, what should we say in case he asks about us? She said something, but I didn't catch it. So I said, let's just pretend we're a couple, and then that'll be it. Nothing. No one will even know that. Like, no one knows when we leave that we're not actually a couple anymore. It'll be fine. They'll talk to us for a second, move on to the next person, and everything will work out fine. Apparently, she didn't catch that either, so red alert number 2. So as he's moving down the line of people, I know for sure he's going to ask me about me and probably about us, but I didn't know. But I was like, all right, it's fine. It's no big deal. Just relax. We're going to go on. We're on the same page. We were, in fact, not on the same page, I would find out later on. So Jeffrey finally gets to me and he says, hey, what about you, sir? What's your name? And I say, my name's Adam Laney. And meanwhile, while he's talking to me, he's up in front and to my right. My friend slash ex is a little bit back behind me to my left. And so I can't really see what she's doing, but his second question was, so are you two a couple? And once again, I can't see her, but before I could even reply, he goes, ooh, I guess that's not good. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, she just went like this, like, ew. Oh God, what happened? Red alert number 3. At this point, I knew I was in trouble. Apparently, there was some kind of miscommunication between me and my ex, but I knew I had to figure this thing out ASAP. I didn't know if I need to play along with him or run out screaming and crying. So what I did was just play along with it. I was like, yeah, we just broke up. So then the comedian just says, all right, come on, man. Seriously, what'd you do? Between me and you, come on, what'd you do? Like, how'd you screw that up? Come on, you can let me know. It's just between the two of us. And so I just played along with it, like, oh yeah, just between the two of us, me and you, even though I knew there's 20 to 30 people watching this thing go down. My friend, God bless her, she tried to make it better. She's like, he's a really nice guy. And so I was like, yeah, I didn't want to have kids, man. Then everything just stopped. Like, you could have dropped a pin, like they say, and you could have heard it because it just went silent for a second. And he goes, wow, this guy's got the saddest life I've ever heard about. And that line just killed. Everybody just started dying laughing. I almost died myself. Like I said, it killed in 2 ways. It killed because it made everybody laugh, and it killed me, like, emotionally, just like stab right in the heart. And then my ex yells out, please stop! You're gonna make him cry! And then just red alert number 4. Needless to say, I was dumbfounded and speechless at that point. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, my whole world is crashing down beside me. And there's 30 people getting to watch this right now. And he says, don't worry, he's not going to cry here, as if to say, he'll be fine right now, but when he gets home, he's going to cry like a baby. He then began to come up with his own theory on exactly how we'd come to this situation at hand. He's like, oh wow, let me guess, you guys bought the tickets when you were a couple, and then you broke up, and then you're like, you know what? I really want to see Jeffrey Baldinger, my favorite comedian in the whole wide world. Let's go back and let's go see it, even though we're broke up together. Which is in fact not true, because we broke up, we bought the tickets because I was trying to be a nice guy, and then we got there. But he was like, oh, that's so sweet and sad. He looked right at us. He's like, you know what? I believe in you too. You're going to make it. And then he turned to the other part of the crowd. It's like, they're not going to make it. So, and then he went on a little bit more about some other things, but I couldn't tell you what he was talking about because I was just in shock at this point. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a heart attack right now. But apparently my outer appearance didn't reflect it because he just kind of went on and did his thing. Like if I'd have been like that, he would have probably brought attention to it, but he didn't, so he moved on. As an added bonus, he actually turned to us and said, hey, I'm actually an ordained minister, so I can get you two married right now if you wanted to. And I was like, how about we wait till after your set and then we'll discuss it then. So then he went on to his next victim, person in the crowd. No, we'll call him victim because he was just roasting people. So yeah, that's how I got roasted by a comedian and almost cried in front of a public group of people. That was humiliating. It was awkward. It was kind of fun and a funny story to tell my friends. In fact, when I told them the next day, one of my friends was almost about to cry, the good way, from laughter and not heartache. When I told him the story, he's just like, wow, only you. And I'm like, yep, only me. And if you don't believe me, here's the video of him talking about it on his Instagram story.
It's a very fun show at the Hollywood Improv tonight. It was a blast. Thanks, Mark Saratella, for having me on your show. I went up very late, and I met a couple who was not a couple anymore. They broke up before, like they had bought tickets to the show as a couple, but then broke up. And so I got to talk to them, and it was fascinating because apparently the girl wanted kids, but the guy he didn't. But they both were like, you still want to go see that comedy show though? Yeah, let's do it. It was, I mean, if that's not love, I don't know what is. It's the funniest part about it though was the girl was sitting slightly behind the guy, and every time I asked him a question, she was always back there like, no, don't do it. She one time yelled out, "Don't answer it. You're gonna make him cry." But he wasn't gonna cry, at least not there. And that's just the fun of doing late night. You get to meet these fascinating people. So anyway, that was a fun time tonight. Had a great time. My best to that couple. If you're watching, I believe in you guys. So
there you have it. There's Jeffrey Baldinger discussing me and my ex and how I was almost about to cry. I actually got kind of lucky that I found it because, once again, no offense to him, I had never heard of the name Jeffrey Baldinger. And doing research for this video, I was like, I'm going to look him up, find him. I found him on Google, and I was like, I wonder if he has an Instagram. So I went to his Instagram, and I was like, oh, wow, he has an Instagram story. Let's see what he's discussing. He's discussing me. Yeah, let's see. It was just shocking. Let's see. It was at 21 hours, and if you know anything about Instagram, the Instagram story only lasts for 24 hours. So I was 3 hours away from not even seeing that happen. Which was a nice little Easter egg, finding out, oh wow, he was up there for about 10-15 minutes, and the only thing he talked about was me. Yes, I messaged him. I was like, I'm that guy, crying face, and he put crying, crying, crying. So a little bit of back and forth right there, and I said, no hard feelings. I said, he's a comedian, he's funny. I said, we basically just gave him that gold little treasure right there, and like, why would you not accept it? Oh wow, you're a couple? Well, you were a couple, you're not together, but you're together here. Something doesn't add up here. Let's go into it. And that's exactly what he did. So there you have it. You have been warned by me. If you ever go to a comedy show, stay at least in the 4th row. Don't do anything crazy. Don't bring any attention to yourself. When they say, hey, everybody come towards the front, make sure you're at least not in the front row. Stay a little bit back because they will roast you. And especially don't go with your ex-girlfriend. I said we had a lovely time. She got to see Iliza, got a picture with her. I enjoyed spending time with her, maybe one last time. But don't do it. And until next time, peace.